Halo, dzień dobry, cześć, tu Toruń. Tu Toruń i z Torunia nadajemy właśnie lekcję dla Was języka angielskiego. Przed nami przygoda z panem Maciejem Doksą. Dzień dobry, panie profesorze. Co dzisiaj na lekcji?
Today we are going to talk about diseases and their symptoms.
Życzymy Wam zdrowia przy okazji.
Once again, good afternoon. We are going to talk about diseases, illnesses, and their symptoms. Right now, we are living in a difficult times. We are living in the times of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it is perhaps appropriate to talk about diseases, not only about COVID-19, but also about other things connected with our health and health problems. So, what kind of diseases are there? Of course, there are a lot of different diseases. We are not going to talk about all of them today because that would be simply impossible. We are going to talk about the most common ones. So, first of all, a disease can be infectious. Infectious diseases are diseases which are caused by bacteria or by viruses, and that can be transferred from one person to another person, just like COVID-19. It is extremely infectious. Infectious, zaraźliwy, zakaźny. So infectious disease, choroba zakaźna. One of the most popular or most common, perhaps I should say, infectious diseases is chest infection. What is chest infection? Well, basically, these are diseases, infectious diseases that happen in the area of our chest, our respiratory system. Czyli po polsku byśmy powiedzieli, że są to infekcje układu oddechowego. Po polsku nie mówimy infekcja klatki piersiowej, tylko właśnie infekcja układu oddechowego. And układ oddechowy, respiratory system. Respiratory system is located in the chest. That's why in English it is called chest infection. Another very common, popular type of disease is a cold, a common cold, czyli zwykłe przeziębienie. It is an infectious disease. It can be caused by different viruses or even bacteria. I think more often by viruses, and it's usually not very serious one. Everybody has a cold from time to time. Cold meaning przeziębienie. Another type of disease which is very common and it's also quite infectious, or I would say probably extremely infectious, is flu. Flu is the short name, abbreviated name for influenza. Well, COVID-19 is actually very similar to flu. Its symptoms are similar to the flu. Flu means grypa in Polish. So it is, of course, caused by a virus, just like COVID-19. I think almost everybody has had a flu in their lives. The next infectious disease, which is also a type of chest infection, is pneumonia. Pneumonia is the disease, infection actually, of two big organs that we have in our chest. We have two lungs, which we use for breathing, lungs, płuca. And if the infection reaches lungs, then we say that we have pneumonia, zapalenie płuc. Pneumonia is a very serious disease, very serious infection. You can die of it. So it's actually good to know the name of this disease. Another disease which is also chest infection is bronchitis. What is bronchitis? Well, bronchitis is the infection of the two, let's say, organs that connect our respiratory tract to the lungs. Bronchial tubes to są oskrzela, bronchitis, zapalenie oskrzeli. So bronchitis is also quite common. It is not as serious as pneumonia, but still a lot of people catch it, suffer from it, and very often we have to take antibiotics to fight it. All right, now we have a series of diseases which are extremely serious and unfortunately extremely dangerous to us. These are the diseases from the group of cancers. What is cancer? Well, cancer is this type of disease when the cells, komórki, of your body start growing uncontrollably and without any particular, reason or purpose, and as they grow, they start slowly killing us or killing our organs, and finally they can kill us. Cancer, this is rak, nowotwór. A type of cancer which is in the form of a single mass, which can be located in actually almost every part of your body, is tumor. So this is what we call in Polish guz. A very common type of cancer which affects our blood, it is the blood cancer, is leukemia. Leukemia białaczka. So as I said, this is a cancer of the blood, extremely dangerous, as most cancers are. Another quite common type of cancer is lung cancer. We have talked today already about lungs. Lungs are the two organs in your chest which we use for breathing. These two organs, unfortunately, also quite often can develop cancer inside them. Czyli lung cancer is rak płuc. One of the most common causes of lung cancer, of course, is smoking. So remember, don't smoke. Another type of cancer which is very, very dangerous and, well, can be quite common is brain tumor. It is the cancer of the brain, czyli po polsku guz mózgu. Of course, all the cancers, all the tumors are dangerous. Some are more dangerous, some are less dangerous, but it's all serious matter. Now, we suffer not only from diseases or illnesses, we can also suffer from all kinds of injuries. What is an injury? Well, an injury is a situation when you have some kind of problem with your body because of some accident, of some strong force, because you hit a part of your body or somebody hits you. So injury in Polish means kontuzja, uszkodzenie, zranienie, depending on the context, of course. So what kind of injuries can we actually have or get? A very common type of disease is broken, bone in our body. So we can break our leg, we can break our arm, we can break our hand, we can break our joints like wrist, fingers. So basically we can break any kind of bone in our body, and then we say that we have broken something, broken arm, broken finger, broken leg, and so on and so on. Broken is a popular term. Doctors, professionals in medicine, they use more professional name, fractured. Fractured means złamany, but it's more professional medical term, fractured arm. So the doctor will rather say that the patient has a fractured bone, fractured arm, fractured leg, and so on and so on. Another type of injury which is quite common is sprain. So we can have sprained joints. What are joints? Well, joints are basically the connections between parts of our body. For example, a wrist here, nadgarstek, is a joint. An elbow is a joint. Shoulder is a joint. A knee is a joint. So joints are stawy, and we can sprain them. Sprain means zwichnąć in Polish. So we can have a sprained ankle. It's probably the most common type of sprain, czyli zwichnięta kostka. We can have sprained knee, sprained elbow, sprained shoulder, sprained wrist, sprained finger. So all the joints in our body can be sprained, czyli zwichnięte. Sprain is quite serious, and usually you have to put your arm or leg or this part of body that is sprained in a plaster cast. Plaster cast meaning gips. A similar injury to sprain is twisted joints. So twisted ankle, twisted elbow, twisted knee, which is, as I said, similar to the sprain but not so serious. Twisted means skręcony. So as I said, it's usually not so serious. Sometimes you have to put your leg in plaster, sometimes you don't have to do that, depending on how serious it is. So twisted in Polish, of course, means skręcony. Skręcona kostka, twisted ankle. I think that a lot of people have already had twisted ankle. Another type of injury, which is not very serious, well, it can be, but usually it is not, is a bruise. What is a bruise? A bruise is when some soft part of your body is hit by something, some object, or hit by somebody else, and the blood inside your body starts to gather or collect just under your skin, and it starts to change color. So a bruise can be first, I don't know, it's like yellowish, yellow, then green, then blue, you know, brownish. So it changes color with time, but the blood basically stays under your skin. So a bruise in Polish means siniak. And then we can have, for example, a bruised leg, a bruised arm, czyli posiniaczony, posiniaczona noga, posiniaczona ręka, and so on and so on. A type of bruise, which is kind of special, is a black eye. So when you hit your eye or the area around the eye, or somebody hits you, you also develop a bruise, or a bruise develops usually around your eye, and because the color is usually like dark blue or grayish dark blue, in English we call it a black eye, czyli po polsku podbite oko. To generalnie najczęściej nie oznacza czarne oko, tylko właśnie podbite. Another type of injury is laceration. What is laceration? Well, basically laceration is any type of injury to your skin where you have some kind of damage to your skin. In Polish, uszkodzenie, zranienie, it's a very general term, usually used by doctors. So laceration is, as I said, any type of damage to your skin, we could say. A cut. A cut is a type of laceration, is when your skin is simply cut with some sharp object, like a knife or something else, I don't know, a nail, for example, or any other sharp object. So a cut in Polish means rana, zranienie, rozcięcie, something like that. Another type of injury that is caused by contact of your skin with high temperature, with fire, with some very hot object, is a burn. So you can have burnt finger, you can have burnt skin, you can have burnt leg. Actually any part of your body can be burnt, czyli jest to poparzenie i burnt oznacza poparzony. Nowadays, with the development of civilization, very common type of diseases are diseases generally called civilization diseases. So these are diseases which are caused by the modern lifestyle, by the way we live. The way we live in a quite unhealthy way. So let's take a look at these civilization diseases. The first one is a coronary disease. What is a coronary disease? Well, coronary disease is the disease of your circulatory system. So the system in which your blood circulates. What is this disease? What happens? Well, actually in your blood we have cholesterol. And cholesterol is a substance which is quite sticky. And if you have too much of it in your blood, with time this sticky substance starts to accumulate, to collect in your circulatory system, actually in your veins and arteries, veins, czyli żyły. And it accumulates, it collects, and there's more of it and more of it until it can block the flow of blood in your veins or in your arteries, and this can cause, for example, heart attack or stroke. So coronary disease in Polish is called choroba wieńcowa. It is usually caused by very unhealthy diet, too much fatty food, generally too much food, too little exercise. So simply the flow of blood in your body stops and it can lead to heart attack. I think I don't have to explain what it is. The Polish name is very similar, atak serca. And it can also lead to a stroke. Stroke is the situation when your blood vessels, czyli naczynia krwionośne, like veins or arteries, żyły, tętnice, they get blocked by cholesterol, let's say, and the blood stops flowing into your brain. And your brain doesn't get any blood, so it also doesn't get any oxygen, tlen, and the brain starts to die. A stroke is very, very dangerous. It can leave you paralyzed, but it can also kill you. And it is also caused by too high cholesterol levels. It can also be caused by too high blood pressure. Another civilization disease is obesity. What is obesity? Well, obesity is when people are very, very fat. When somebody is a little bit too heavy, we say that he or she is overweight. But when somebody is really, really much too fat, way too fat, we say that the person is obese. To jest otyły, ale już tak chorobliwie otyły. And of course, obesity is dangerous because it can lead to other diseases that can actually kill you. It can lead to coronary disease, and this in turn can lead to heart attack and stroke. Obesity also can lead to diabetes. What is diabetes? Well, diabetes is a disease in which your body does not produce enough, or it does not produce any insulin. So it means that the sugar in your blood cannot be processed. So this is a very bad situation, because if you have too much sugar in your blood, it can damage your organs. It can put you into state of unconsciousness, or it can simply lead to some other diseases. So diabetes is cukrzyca. There is a similar word in Polish, diabetolog, diabetic. So a lot of words connected with diabetes in Polish have similar name to diabetes. Another condition, it's not really a disease, I think, but it's a condition, is high blood pressure, czyli nadciśnienie, zbyt wysokie ciśnienie krwi. This can also be called by obesity. It can also be caused by other factors. Some people just by nature have too high blood pressure. Blood pressure is very dangerous because it can lead, for example, to a stroke, wylew, which can kill you. So blood pressure can be caused by unhealthy diet, unhealthy lifestyle, too much stress, obesity, or just simply it can be caused by the tendency to have high blood pressure. Another civilization disease, which is a type of mental disease, I guess, is depression. We are living in the very fast-paced world. Very often we have to multitask. We have a lot of things to do. We have a lot of worries, a lot of problems. We spend a lot of time at work. All this can lead to depression. So depression is also called civilization disease. In the past, of course, people also suffered from depression, but it was probably there were not so many cases because people spent more time outside, you know, working, doing things. So this probably prevented depression. All right, diseases, of course, have some symptoms. What are the most popular, the most common symptoms of diseases? For example, of some chest infections. The most typical symptom of chest infection is a cough. What's a cough? Yes, that's a cough. So this is something that nowadays we have to avoid. That's why we wear masks to protect ourselves and other people from spreading the disease by coughing. Another symptom of infection, for example, of a cold or a flu, can be runny nose. So when there is some liquid getting out of your nose all the time, czyli po prostu katar. When you have a runny nose, very often it is accompanied by sneezing. So when you sneeze, you do something like a psh, and that's sneezing, czyli sneeze means kichać. Also, this is one of the reasons why we have to wear masks right now, because when people sneeze, the bacteria in their saliva can travel, you know, a couple of meters, and it can infect other people. Another typical symptom of infection is fever. Fever means high temperature, czyli gorączka. Also, another symptom of infection, especially of infections caused by food poisoning, can be vomiting. So vomiting is this not very nice thing when the contents of your stomach gets out through your mouth, czyli wymiotowanie, wymioty. Another quite typical symptom of infection, especially chest infection or throat infection for that matter, is a sore throat. So what is a sore throat? A sore throat is a type of situation when you feel pain in your throat because there is some infection inside. Also, when you have some kind of disease, you can feel dizzy. What does it mean? It means that in your head, you feel as if the world was turning around. So this is called dizziness, and we say that we are or we feel dizzy, czyli mieć zawroty głowy. Po polsku mówimy mam zawroty głowy, po angielsku I feel dizzy, I am dizzy. Generally it's dizziness. Another symptom, quite nasty, unpleasant symptom of usually some kind of stomach problems, food poisoning, is diarrhea. So this is what we call biegunka. As I said, not very nice thing. Very often it's a symptom of some food poisoning or problems with your digestive system. Also, especially with the flu, you can experience muscle pain. So you simply feel pain in your muscles, czyli bóle mięśniowe. You can also have aching part of your body. What does it mean? Well, ache is more or less the same as pain, czyli ból. So aching leg, boląca noga, aching finger, aching back, and so on and so on. Sometimes one of the symptoms of a disease can be a rash. What's a rash? Well, a rash is usually in the form of some spots, usually red, but it can be also of different color on your skin. So, for example, when you have some food allergy, you can get a rash. When you get some infection or some serious disease, you can also get a rash, yes, on your skin. So in Polish, this is wysypka. Also, when you are sick, you can have problems with doing different things. So, for example, you can have problems with walking. You can have problems with seeing. You can have problems with keeping balance, czyli z utrzymaniem równowagi. Of course, this can be caused by many different diseases. All right, thank you very much. I think you have learned something about the diseases, what most common diseases people can suffer from, what are their symptoms. And in the next lesson, we are going to talk about a visit or appointment at the doctor. So what we can actually do when we get sick. Thank you very much. Goodbye.